guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, you guys are going to see what looks like a very obvious glitch in the matrix, maybe, as some people like to call it. A giant CME. I've got roll clouds, sunflowers, all kinds of cool pictures, a couple of fascinating reports from New Forest, but we're starting off over here with this picture out of Scotland sent in by Sheila. The picture has a backstory, and here we go. You're probably wondering why I'm showing you guys a picture of a sunflower. Well, it's not so much the picture of the sunflower, it's what the sunflower is doing. This is the email that was shared with me by Sheila, and to make a long story short, she noticed that the sunflower was pointing towards the northeast, away from the sun. She took this photo at 3:40 in the afternoon. The sun was back over here behind her, and the sunflower is looking to the northeast, away from the sun, and she said it's been doing that all summer long, and so have plants in her own garden that are steering away from the sun instead of directly at the sun, which defies the very basic behavior of sunflowers. I Googled, do sunflowers like direct sunlight? And it says, yes, sunflowers thrive in direct sunlight. I already knew that, but I was just looking for some sort of confirmation, needing at least 6 to 8 hours of it each day. In fact, the more direct sunlight sunflowers get, the better they grow. So why in the world is this sunflower and other things over here in Scotland looking away from the sun? Great observation by Sheila out of Aberdeenshire, Scotland. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Matt Morrison out of Magna, Utah, of a massive lightning strike making contact with the ground during a super energetic storm that went through northeastern Utah here recently. Checking in on the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center. 3 M-class solar flares in the last 24 hours. Look for more to come as the sun is starting to gain some momentum. We're seeing more sunspots in active regions facing the Earth right now as I do this video. And here's what some of these CMEs are capable of doing. This is a look at the SOHO LASCO C2 and C3 instrument. My friend Nelson Jinks sent in the last 24 hours. There was a massive CME that just came off the southeastern limb of the sun. That was a close-up view from the SOHO LASCO C2 instrument. There's the C3, and you can see how big that CME was. That was a gigantic, long duration, 7-hour solar flare. The Earth did feel the energy. Right here's a look at the ionosphere following the massive flare. Even though it wasn't directly facing the Earth can still feel the shock wave from very large events like that coming off the surface of the sun. So look for more of these here in the coming days. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. A little less earthquake activity today than there was yesterday. A little more magma intrusion. The dark blue represents magma intrusion, but nothing major going on at the supervolcano. Looking at the Schumann resonance, seen a couple of major spikes in the last 2 days of over 40 hertz showing up in the Schumann resonance. I was sent these photos by Michael Fingari. They go back to August 12th of 2024. He was out looking for meteors in the nighttime sky and noticed this in a few of his photos of something green in the nighttime sky. Very unusual shaped structure. Doesn't appear to be a cloud. Obviously, these are not meteorites, not auroras. Some sort of unusual green-looking clouds. Not sure of the location. Michael didn't specify the location, but he asked me if I would look at these and possibly figure out what they could have been. I'm not sure, Michael. These are very interesting indeed. Thanks for sharing. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I have some very impressive footage, photos and videos sent in of the sky putting on quite a show here recently. Vienna, West Virginia. Kelly sent in this photo, actually 3 photos, of a massive roll cloud extending over West Virginia from, I believe, a couple of days ago when they were experiencing power outages throughout West Virginia when they saw storm activity. And here's a look at some of the storm clouds that went through West Virginia, taking out power to several thousand people. Here's another look at that same roll cloud, big, highly photogenic roll cloud once again over West Virginia. And going from West Virginia to Monroe, Louisiana, Tammy R, 8/29/2024, looked up and saw this massive shelf cloud, very low to the ground, moving across Monroe, Louisiana a couple of days ago. What a photogenic storm. I mean, that is about as ominous as you can get. Multiple layered shelf cloud nearly touching the ground above Monroe, Louisiana, going to Camp Dodge, Iowa. Alicia, this goes back to July 30th of 2024. This is the second video I've received here in the last month, maybe 5 weeks, of horizontal swirls in the sky involving thunderstorms moving across the Central Plains. Close-up view on the left, original on the right. Here's another highly photogenic shelf cloud, also sent in by Alicia out of Iowa. Check that one out. Multiple layers, very close to the ground, very dark, ominous-looking sky underneath the shelf cloud and above the shelf cloud. Going from Iowa over to Illinois, Plano, Illinois, Mateo, August 27th of 2024. Couldn't help but notice the high-energy cloud above Plano, loaded with lightning. This was another example of non-stop lightning, also the purplish gray sky above Plano, Illinois. Great photos, videos, guys. Thanks for sharing. Okay, check this out. I want to take you guys to Salem, Indiana, which is down in southern Indiana, not too far from Louisville, Kentucky. And I'll explain the relevance of Louisville here in a moment, because one of the viewers that saw what was seen in this New Forest report was from Louisville, and the other viewer was from Salem, Indiana. This occurred on the night of August 22nd, 2024, local time 9:48 p.m. Two observers, Salem, Indiana. What they're claiming they saw was a triangle, a black triangle craft above land, right above their car on a country road that emitted light beams. They go on to say a large, bright, blue-white light shined down on top of us. I told my friend from Louisville to check herself for burns tonight, because one of the individuals had their arm out the window of the car as they were driving down the road. My friend and I decided to drive out to Beck's Mill on a leisurely drive after we went out to eat. We were leaving the mill, heading back to Salem. I had my right arm and face outside the window, looking up when this object was right over the top of us, dropping an intense light like a gigantic flash of light right on top of us. I'm still pretty scared as I'm typing this. When the light went off, I saw a triangular black shape. Maria stopped the car, hit the flashers on a very dangerous road. At that time of night, we hopped out and I was screaming. So we were freaked out, got back into the car, and drove back home. She dropped me off, and then she went back home to Louisville, Kentucky. I put my cell down, went to the restroom. When I got back to my phone, Maria told me over 80 people were reporting seeing something at 9:45, and I remember we definitely didn't see it until around 9:48. Now, I've contacted 2 meteorologists, and people are saying it was absolutely a meteor. Maybe it entered as a meteor. I know what we saw. Is it possible a craft could enter like a meteorite? We had an intense beam of white-blue light right on top of us, like Close Encounters, but the light was blue and white. It was too intense and too sustained. Meteors flash across the sky, not hover over one spot. I'm telling you, if they tried to say it was just a meteor, then there was something else that was using it as cover. We saw what we saw. I know what I've seen is more than a meteor. And this event occurred on August 22nd of 2024. Anybody else noticed anything around Salem, Indiana on the night of August 22nd? If so, leave a comment down below in the comment section. And here we go. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned possibly somebody seeing a glitch in the matrix. I hear that every once in a while, and here's what we're going to take a look at from Fort Myers, Florida. Photos sent in by Cindy McClure. We see these from time to time, what look like triangle shapes in the sky. Here's yet another more obvious triangle shape, almost looks like a pyramid sitting in the sky. We're just getting warmed up, guys. Trust me, this gets much, much better. You're going to see something so obvious, it's undeniable. There was something in the sky, visible from Fort Myers, Florida, just a few days ago. And here we go. Check this out. Here's the first photo, unedited, sent in by Cindy from Fort Myers, Florida. Unbelievable. You've got 4 90-degree angles right there, forming a diamond, a square, however you want to interpret that, but that does not look like a normal cloud. Check this out. These are modified formats. I adjusted the lighting and color to pull forward this object that was clearly not a cloud. There was something in the cloud. It was possibly using the cloud as cover, but that is nearly perfectly symmetrical on all sides, a square just sitting in a cloud. How does that happen? Was that some sort of a glitch in the matrix, as people say from time to time? Sure looks like it. It doesn't look like a natural cloud, let's put it that way. Here's another format, brings it out even better. And coming up, I'm going to zoom in, and it's going to get even better. Check it out. And based off of how high up that was, I mean, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 20 feet across this way. It's difficult to say because I don't have anything to compare it to. but it was decent size. It was totally obvious. She couldn't help but not see this thing up in the sky. And it appeared to be hiding in the clouds. Great catch by Cindy. Going from Florida down to Australia, Victoria, Australia, Willow, 5/24/2024, looked up and saw this much larger diamond shape in the daytime sky as well, visible from Victoria, Australia. These are modified formats of the original. I was just trying to pull forward other features to get a better look at this thing, and you can see the sharp angles on that. Didn't look like a natural cloud in the sky. That didn't look natural at all. That's why they were taking photos of the sky of that object right there. And here's another example of the same thing. Derek Payne from over here in the southwestern United States. I think this is out of Southern California because I'm seeing wildfire smoke and mountains. I think this was in Southern California. They too noticed what looked like the same thing several thousand miles away. Doesn't that look like the same object that was just spotted down in Victoria, Australia? And what people were seeing in Salem, Indiana? They reported a big triangle in the sky. Max Productions TV sent in this photo of a bizarre sky. Check out the line going through the center. And it too didn't look necessarily natural. It looked like it was separating the clouds up top from the clouds down below. Possibly another glitch in the matrix, as some people say. But the observation from Fort Myers, Florida, that one right there clearly takes the cake. I don't think I've ever seen one quite that obvious. A perfect square, possibly a diamond in the sky above Fort Myers, Florida, or at least out off the coast of Fort Myers, Florida. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@mrmbb333.com. If you guys have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Look for this red banner that says, have a large video. It's a Dropbox. Drag and drop your video into the Dropbox. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.